Hey, Brock.
Oh, hi there.
Hi. Have you booked your ticket to uh, Black Spire Outpost?
No.
Oh, wait. I thought you were going though.
I want to go, but as I've said before, I am not going to be held captive by booking ahead of time. I know it's going to be busy. It's Disney. I understand. But, until I finalize going to Los Angeles, or Anaheim, to be more precise, I'm not booking anything. Because if there's lines, nuts to that, I can wait.
It
But it's
seems
very
like
exciting. What a time to be alive. We have a Star Wars theme park. James, what are your thoughts?
I think I can't wait to go. I think though that the way they've done it has been so. From what I haven't been there. So if you've been there, let us know. It's been super smart in that the 4 hour time frame that you get and the reservations and so people are in and they're out in 4 hours and they get to enjoy it and nobody seems to be complaining about wait. I think I read one tweet that complained about wait times, but
Yeah.
most people seem to be like, they ride the Falcon a bunch of times and they're having the time of their life at Star Wars Land. I'm gonna call it Star Wars Land still. I don't even care Galaxy's Edge, but everybody seems to really be enjoying it, and it's getting me pumped to go.
Well, I
Whenever
think
I
you
go.
hit it right on the head there. Like Disney knows what they're doing when it comes to theme parks. I believe Disney makes most of their money from theme parks. So obviously it's going to be very busy. It's, the happiest place on earth. But yeah, like I saw the same. No one was really complaining. They understood what was going to happen, and
Yeah.
maybe in a year or so won't be as bad. I don't know, but like these people understand theme parks. They will make it as like enjoyable as they possibly can because it's their name on the line, right?
Well, June 24th, we're gonna find out what it's really like, because that's when the reservation time is
That's
over,
right.
and that's when there's just gonna be a cattle of people like, let me in. It'll be like Black Friday times a billion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's super cool. Like I've been listening to people talk about it, and there's been a lot of, and I want to know what you think about this because it takes place, and we're going to talk about this a lot because you don't even know where I want to go with this, but it takes place in the sequel trilogy.
Right.
But they say that all eras are acknowledged to some degree. So some people have complained that there's no respect to the original trilogy, and very little to the prequels. So what do you think about that? Having
I
not seen
mean,
it, obviously.
that statement is hard to really quantify because it's like, what does that mean? It like, oh, here's a stormtrooper helmet from the original trilogy. Here's as it was taken out in Force Awakens. Here's a flag from a pod race. That those simple drop-ins, like, oh yeah, that's enough to recognize that. Or do we want to see characters walking around? I don't know. I mean, I understand why they say in the sequels because that's what they're making right now. So therefore, the park should reflect what they're selling. Like there are some people that might not have. I mean, it's probably a rare situation, but there's probably people that have only watched the sequels and haven't really watched, or like they prefer the sequels. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I
Absolutely.
think that's rare. And Star Wars has its own thing where like people, even when they don't, a lot of the people I've met that have recently watched Star Wars still watch it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, or Rogue One, whatever. They don't watch it in numbers, like, which I've always wanted to meet someone that's watched it in that order, not the way it was came out. So I don't have a problem with that. I think from what I've read so far, it's like who cares? Like this is awesome. But like I don't know, what are people expecting with that? You know what I mean? Like if you guys set a time stamp for the experience because it's an immersive experience, no?
This is episode 129 of the Rebel Scum podcast. That guy talking has been Brock. I'm James. Thanks for joining us. Please give us a like and a subscribe on the channel. Brock, we should start telling people to do that more.
Yeah.
If you're on iTunes, Google Play, all that stuff, well, we're only on iTunes right now. But if you're on that, subscribe to it and give us a rating. Give us a star out of 5. That helps us out immensely. We got some cool stuff coming down the pipeline. Here today is episode 129, like we said, and this is our Galaxy's Edge episode. But it's not just Galaxy's Edge, because as you were bringing up with the time period that it takes place in, something came to my mind, Brock, and this is what we really need to talk about and dive into. Kylo Ren and Rey walk around the park. Kylo Ren and Rey hug little kids at the park and take pictures with little kids at the park, and they do their like, oh, look at me, I'm a hero and villain of Star Wars, and all of that fun stuff at the park. Now, I know it is just an attraction. This isn't, a film. However, on December 20th, we have to believe that everything we know about these characters is going to change to some degree. One might die. One might be redeemed. One might turn to the dark side. They both might die. They both might move to another universe, another galaxy far, far away. Something is going to go down at the end of the Rise of Skywalker that's going to change at least one of these two characters. How does that affect you? Does that going to affect the park, do you think?
Like I was saying, this immersive experience that they're trying to create where like you go in and it's a park and you can just experience like, look, there's a stormtrooper, and then you go home, right? But I think for people like us who are really into like all these connections to different types of Star Wars stories, I would not be surprised that every time a new movie comes out, something in the park slightly changes. Maybe not so much a ride per se. I guess the question is, if they add more rides, like if there's a new character in like a TV show, do you think there should be a ride associated with them? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I like the concept of it's like, it's not so much, oh, we have to have the Rey ride, we have to have the Kylo ride. It's like, okay, you're on a ride that has to do with the storyline of that park. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't watched a ton on the Millennium Falcon ride, but I feel like there's this association. Like, you're just on the Millennium Falcon. You're not like, I could be wrong. Like, it's not like you're making the Kessel Run on the ride, right? Or what does the ride consist of?
I think it's like 4 or 5 people at a time go on the ride. Yeah. There's a pilot, co-pilot, gunner, stuff like that. No, you're just going on a trip. And Hondo, I think, actually like is the one that welcomes you aboard Smugglers Run. No, but what I mean though is these characters are walking around the park.
No, I know, I understand. Yeah,
but I know they've already said that the park is like fitted for the future, like so they can go in the future and they could change whatever they want, like rather easily, I guess. I think for sure if the Mandalorian ends up being super popular, why would the Mandalorian like? They'll have to figure out a way to bring him into or bring a character who knows whatever into Galaxy's Edge at some capacity.
Yeah, I think that's what I like about what they're going to do here. You know, like Hondo is your connection to Rebels and Clone Wars. You could add more, but yeah, maybe I assume you'll see the Mandalorian walking around at some point as like a person you get a picture with. I think that's the problem. It's not a problem. It's a park. You know, you go to Magic Kingdom and you expect to run into some form of Mickey at some point to get your picture taken. But like with this having like there's so many things, like this is what I love about Disney, all the hidden things that are going on in the background. So it's like I said, it's like you can just enjoy the park for what it is, but then you can get more immersed into it where like, oh, there's all these storylines going on. But at the same note, like, yeah, I feel like there still has to be representations of the normal characters and they sort of have to react in some way. I don't know. I don't. Disney's good at this, at getting actors that look like the characters. Like, but I was all about to say, it's like I'd prefer the characters just to be the ones that can wear masks or helmets. You know what I mean? Like, if you see Han Solo walking around, it's like, oh, that's not Harrison Ford or Alden Ehrenreich. I don't know, but Disney pulls it off. Like, you go to Magic Kingdom, it's like, oh, that's Gaston, that's Belle, that's whatever. But I think they would be silly to not change the park in dependence to what stories are coming out, like movies and what have you.
Well, let's say like Oh, sorry, my mic was off. Let's restart that. So, December 20th, 19th, whatever, Rise of Skywalker comes out. Do you think there's a chance that they'll shoot Rey and Kylo out of the park? That they'll be like, you guys can't be associated with Galaxy's Edge yet because you're over there doing your storyline. So if people watch that and you come here, because of something might happen, maybe they hide those two characters from. It's weird because it's a theme park, but spoiling, because people are going to go to Disneyland, Disney World on Christmas vacation, probably having not seen the movie yet. So that is to me like weird, tricky area for them to navigate through. Is like, so if you've been there and you haven't seen the movie, then Rey and Kylo should be there. But if you've seen the movie, maybe they shouldn't be there, and you'd be like, well, why are they here? Because they're on this like slippery. It's like the tightrope that they were with Battlefront 1, where Boba Fett was in Tatooine over the Sarlacc pit, and he goes, not again, and everyone goes, oh, he survived. It's like, no, that's a video game. Like, chill out on this. So the whole canon stuff, that's tricky to me.
I think as like Star Wars fans, we're gonna have to realize that we're gonna have to let it go. Like, I think Disney's gonna do the best they can, but there is a point where, like, who are you selling to? Us, Star Wars fans, Rebel Scum podcast hosts, or are you selling to the general public? And you're gonna get people that are just gonna go in the park and not really understand. I think the first year of that park, people are gonna go in just because of the buzz about it. You know what I mean? It's like Pokemon Go, where like it's the biggest game in the world because everybody's talking about it, and then it falls off 6 months later. I think that park's always gonna be busy, but like. But then you get people like, oh, you're still playing Pokemon Go? It's like, yeah, why would it stop? Like, it's a huge fan following. Just because the world stopped talking about it doesn't mean it stopped existing. So, I don't know. I think they're going to try their best. Like, I was thinking about this. Like, wouldn't it be wild to watch Rise of Skywalker at the park? Like,
yeah,
they could do that.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, but then they want the ticket sales, so they'll do that in like a year.
Oh, I totally understand.
No, this is the thing though, so apparently when you go, it's completely immersive, right? Yeah, so everybody says like bright suns and all that, not like everyone's like, oh, and they can only read Arabic, they can't read English, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And apparently you can't see the rest of Disney at all. Like you're in there, and they want you to feel like you're in there, and when they refer to people that are outside there, they call them like foreigners or outworlders or something like that. Yeah. Just so I understand, like that's all really cool, but do you think that they're missing out on something by not having like Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan, those characters walking around the park?
No. I think it would be awesome, but I think if you have like Anakin Skywalker and like Kylo Ren walking around at the same time, you lose that magic. I'm not saying I wouldn't like to see them all doing that, but I think they're trying a new type of park. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like,
but that's the thing. They're trying this park that fits in the world that they're giving us right now. And in that world, if Rey dies, I don't think she'll. If Rey dies in that world, then do they have to remove Rey from the Galaxy's Edge world? And if that's the case, we all need to get there now because this is one of a kind. This is, we need to get there now.
But you say that's totally, I think what they're going for. It's like every time you go is a different experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's, and then, but then you run into that rabbit hole of like, if time is passing there, like it passes in the movies. So it's like, when you go there, whatever new thing has come out in the movies, there's like an effect somewhat on the. So does Hondo and Naka pass away at some point? Like this, because like, in 50 years when we've got 20 Star Wars movies, but you're moving along with that timeline, do those characters like get replaced? Like I don't think that'll happen because people.
Well, I think eventually, sorry, Den. Patreon, Den Allen. Oh, guys, join our Patreon. Also,
join it.
Some cool stuff going on there. Oh, today's Andrew Fantasia's birthday. Happy Andrew.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Andrew.
Happy Andrew Day. Hashtag don't make Andrew canon. That's
Do
what I'll
not.
say.
I did
I
not.
think, I hate to say this for Denal, but I think eventually, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever years, Hondo is going to be Gondo. And it'll be someone new in there that we probably hasn't even been invented yet. They'll be like, oh, at Hondo, nobody cares about Hondo. Rebels, Clone Wars, that hasn't existed for so long. Let's modernize it with this new character that's in, whatever series or film that kind of takes off, and they're like, we'll put that in there because imagine this comes out in the 80s. Ewoks are running rampant around this park. You know what I mean? Like that's just that's reality. So I think but today they wouldn't be running rampant around the park. Yeah. So I just think inevitably those things are going to change. I mean, it's just an animatronic and a voice, right? You go boop, swap them out, change the mold, change the voice, and you're good to go. Same. They do it at all those parks all the time, right? They swap them out. And they added Johnny Depp to Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. So these things happen. I think inevitably. But I don't know, how long does Hondo live for? I don't know. That species might live for 4,000 years, so we're good. We're good to go.
Keep in mind too that new fans that are non-Star Wars fan might fall in love with the Hondo Ohnaka character, and he'll be there forever. The country bears are still there. The Tiki room is still there. The dragon in Epcot in the imagination thing, Figment. Yeah, he's still there. So people will embrace if the character is engaging enough. So I don't know, but yeah, I say that, but I don't hate it. I like the concept of it's constantly changing. But
yeah, no. But here's the thing. Let's say the Ben Affleck Weiss trilogy. Who knows when that takes place? But it takes place 1,000 years after the Skywalker saga. So does Galaxy Edge in 2022 all of a sudden adjust itself? Probably just minor and be like, oh yeah, this is 1,000 years after Rey and Kylo. Is that what they're gonna do? Are they just? I'm so fascinated by the idea that they can have Rey and Kylo and be like, you're no longer needed. Your services are no longer needed. I mean, to me, it's even balls easier. We have a Star Wars park. Oh yeah, Vader non-existent. It's amazing. I have no problem. There's no issue with it on my end. But I'm just that's kind of amazing if you think Star Wars. Vader is, typically a lot of people, their mind goes to Vader and Luke, right? And neither one of them are there. Yeah. It's awesome. It's kind of awesome that Star Wars is that big on a global scale that they can get away with that.
Yeah, where they can go with this is amazing, and it's just, I'm also dumbfounded by the fact that even though you could buy lightsabers there already and droids, that these new things they're showing, it's I'm gonna buy that. That's a thing.
I told Aaron I'm coughing up $200 and buying a lightsaber. I'm already saving up. Our birthdays are coming up in 2 weeks. We need to just tell everybody, hey, give us money to purchase a lightsaber. just do that. And I'm gonna buy multiple crystals. I want my crystal chosen for me. I want to know how dark I am. Yeah. Am I red? Am I blue, green, or purple? I think that you could choose, but you can also do the one where I guess the wand chooses you at Harry Potter World. Yeah. Where you could. By the way, still bummed out I didn't get my wand at Harry Potter. Still bummed out. I don't know why. They made a Funko Pop of them now, so I'm just waiting for the wand. Universal Studios. Remember how rude that lady was to me? She wasn't rude, but she was like,
she had a good.
He's not a real wizard. And I was like, how dare you? I can't remember his name. Gilderoy. What's his name?
Gilderoy Lockhart. Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh. He's the best character. Anyway, Harry Potter. Dobby's the best, then him, but Dobby doesn't have a wand. All right, so I would have got a book with a sock in it, but they didn't sell that either. Are you gonna buy a $25,000 R2 unit?
Ugh, good Lord, no. But I like I watch the videos of how you go in and you assemble and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
Oh yeah, there's so much there. Did you watch the Star Wars show this week on Wednesday?
Did. Yeah.
So, oh my God, man, I watched that 3 times. I'm just everything about. I mean, nobody's there, and when we go, it'll be the opposite. But
yeah. That's the one thing I didn't like. Go in and pre-shoot all that stuff so you can see it without a million people there. But couldn't they have shot some of it when it was like actually open for normal people? Like I feel that's more of like show us that, you know. I know crowds on crowds on crowds, but like.
Well, I think they were just trying to show off what like you can actually do there. And CNET did a kind of cool video, I thought, as well. I like the CNET video. I think I sent it to you. I don't know if you watched it, but they were like, apparently on like the floor you could see like droid marks and stuff. They kind of picked out little details, which I really appreciated in that video. I'm just like, I like you love theme parks. I like theme parks. I used to love roller coasters. Now that I'm older, I yell a lot on them. You're not a roller coaster guy.
No.
But would you do the Falcon ride?
I want to because it's kind of the ride to go on there, right?
Well, I think it's the only ride right now. So
yeah. But I mean, I haven't watched a video where you actually go on the ride because there's got to be one somewhere.
Oh, there's I think some news. Was it ABC? Probably ABC. So they put it at New York Times. I think there's videos of people in the Falcon.
Yeah, and it's like you're in a compartment, like in the cockpit. So it's sort of like, you're probably not moving a ton. It's probably no different from those things from the 90s where it just goes.
Well, you get to shoot a gunner, and apparently, Brock, you're in the Falcon. There's a pilot, co-pilot, and gunner, or two gunner. No, and an engineer and a gunner.
Yeah.
But if the pilot sucks, the engineer has more work to do. And so it's all it's very interactive apparently. Like depending on how you do is how the experience kind of plays out.
So like that alone right there means like they're not gonna flip you upside down because you have to be able to. You can't be like, ah!
No, but they could virtually make you feel like you're flipped upside down.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
it sounds to me like So it sounds like the Mission to Mars ride at Epcot. There's two types. There's the one. That is like for everybody, and you go in a spaceship and you fly up and you go to Mars and like, no, we got to come back, and then you go back. Then there's the other one where it's the exact same thing, but there's air pressure and you feel like you're going to puke the entire time.
Right.
And there's actually vomit bags in front of you. And I turned to the worker and I said, really? And they're like, yes, please try not to so I don't have to clean it up. And then she shut the door on me and I was like, what am I getting into right now? And I don't think it's going to be that extreme. But so side Akbar, when are we going to get the typical Disney ride where you're on a freaking boat going around a stream on Naboo? When is that one coming? They're working on a boat ride. 90% are boat rides at Disney.
I would say in the first year we get something else. It's currently there's a 25-minute wait for Smugglers Run.
But the line is interactive as well, I believe.
Yeah. And they try to make it. I'm just trying to see like the description on it. It's not, I don't think it's gonna let me load in because I'm not signed in. Because it's like when you look at the interactive map, it's like quick sudden falls or like thrill ride or slow ride for children. So I was curious what it falls under. So I'm game to try it out. My girlfriend Reham doesn't like fast rides, but it's funny because it's like we're both kind of at the same. I think I can tolerate a little bit more than she can, but it's like when we go to Disney, we go together, so it's like it'd be weird for me to go on the ride without her. So we'll see.
Well, you did that Harry Potter ride in the Hogwarts castle. Aaron and I forced you into that.
That was the most rides I'd ever been on in my entire life.
But how much fun was that ride, though?
No, it was fun.
Yeah.
But like I took Reham on the Jimmy Fallon ride, and she did not like that whatsoever. So I'm like, thank God we went on this one first.
Yeah.
So
the Jimmy Fallon one's all right. I like the smell of pizza that you get on that one.
Yeah. But that one is a tame ride in comparison to the other one. So like, if she's not gonna like that, you know what I mean? So it's. But anyway, I thought they saw a single rider, but that for lines. But I guess that's if you're by yourself, and then they just put you with 5 other people or whatever. Because I think it's like 6 people inside or whatever. I don't know.
Let's go to Hollow News.
Hollow News.
Because you got to get to work, so let's wrap this up. Here we go. Hollow News is brought to us by our Patreon supporters. Patreon, go there today. Watch all these cool things. Today, I have there's a news segment. Saturday morning, Brock. All I do is I watch droids.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm reacting to it. And oh my god, the connections to the prequels and the sequels and the droids cartoon is hilarious. Like, spoiler alert: Dexter Jetster kind of shows up. I'm not even making that up.
Star Wars recycling characters. What?
No, but vehicles, character. It's. I was just like, what? And then you read like who wrote the episode, or not so much who wrote it, but who directed the episodes and whose concept it was. You're like, oh, that makes complete sense because they're just Lucasfilm people. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's really cool. So I'm having fun watching that, and there's other stuff on there as well. Patreon contests on Patreon as well. Our June contest will announce later this week, Brock. How about that? Later this week? Sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right. Our Patreons are. Do you have them in front of you? Are you ready to go?
Yep.
Heidi Feder, Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Christine Allison, Mary Kristenathan, Jeff Wilson, Aaron Quinton, Al Schuler, Phil Staniforth,
Heather Long, JRB Nerdcast, Scott D, Jacob Nixon, Andy Higgins, Mason Hope, Matt W, Jeffrey Hoban, FB, and everybody's favorite, The Den of Nerds.
The Den of Nerds, a very small channel on the YouTubes. Also, everybody, thank you all for your support. It means a lot to us. Also, our t-shirt store, tpublic.com/RebelScum is on sale. Thank you, everybody who's been purchasing the shirts, especially the full Brock ones. If you want, take a picture, send it to us, rebelscumbags@gmail.com, and we'll post those on our social media apps.
The way.
All right. Our first odd, the odds of the price of Coca-Cola being over $7 by the time you and I attend the park. Prices for Coca-Cola, they rose from $4.99 to $5.50 in like a week. And by the way, everyone's making a big deal about the shape. the FIFA World Cup, like 5-6 years ago, or maybe even more, had the exact same bottles of Coke. They were soccer balls instead of thermal detonators. So everybody chill on the shape of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chill.
Those are fun and all, and like one of the experiences of Disney is eating and trying the new things. But yeah, it's just Coke at the end of the day, or you get like the tiki glasses. So I guess that's the same as this. But do remind yourself that you can bring your own food and drinks. If you have a problem with $7, who cares? I think the odds of it happening. But what date did you say? Like before we go there? Hello?
Yep.
You're still there?
Yep.
Okay. I think the odds of it are 30%. Like, I don't know. Disney doesn't want it. They already know they're getting all your money, so it's like, why be like that high? Like, I don't know. $7 seems like a stretch, but I think it will go up. But
yeah, I think I'm gonna go 20%. I think $6 is what they're gonna. Maybe $5.99. They're gonna. That'll be they'll stay at that for like 5 years, and then we'll see like $10 at some point. I'm sure. I remember going to Canada's Wonderland, our theme park here north of the border, and it used to. I remember at one point in the '90s, it was $2 for a Coke, and I was like, "What is this blasphemy? I will not purchase this Coke from the vending machine for $2." And now I think it's like $5.
I mean, it's no different from going to the movies and getting the collector's cup. You're paying for the packaging, not the drink itself. So
yeah, and people complain about the packaging. Also, chill. It's dope.
And I believe most Disney places, they don't give you a hard time if you go and refill at one of their fountains. So it's like you can buy the bottle at the beginning of the day, drink it because it's not that like big, and go refill it. No one's gonna give you a hard time. They need to keep people hydrated, even though it's Coke.
I will be purchasing one of those, and I don't even drink any of that stuff anymore. I will get it, and I will put a blue milk. I'll mix it with a blue milk, and I'll have a carbonated blue. Wait, Brock, blue or green milk? What is your milk of choice?
I think I'm gonna go blue, but I'm a person that tries everything. So I mean, but blue is like the main. Like the green milk just feels
I mean, we know where the green milk comes from, though. We've seen it on screen. So I'm kind of more impartial to the blue. You know what, though? It all comes down to flavor, to be honest. They both taste differently according to that the Star Wars show video. So, you know, let's try them both. We're going to be loaded when we go. You and I are going to be so rich because I've played the lottery. I didn't. I did buy a scratch ticket and I won a free scratch ticket.
Oh wow.
That was like 4 years ago though.
Sick.
All right, our next odd. We kind of already talked about this, but the odds of Brock participating. How about Brock and your girlfriend, Reham?
Yeah.
You two participating in and enjoying the Millennium Falcon ride. What are the odds? I'm going to go first.
I'm optimistic.
I want to go first though because you know more than I do about this, so I have to go first because I can't be swayed by you. 65.8%.
Yeah, it's all dependent on how long the line is. Because like if we go in angry, anything could happen. I'm gonna say I'm optimistic. I think 80%, depending on like how the ride is classified. But I think it's something that will be enjoyable regardless of your feelings towards rides. And Reham herself is like, oh, look at this, isn't it crazy? like in a positive sense. Now like, this is crazy. Like I think she would be down. I think I know I coerce her, but I think she's finding it very interesting to try out. So
yeah, because I also think it's more. It's less game or less ride, more game, or 50-50.
Yeah.
So you could trick her worst case. That's always what you should do with your significant other.
She's
go ahead. Huh? No, I was just going on to our final odd.
Yeah.
Want to add something? Okay,
No,
final odd because Brock's trying to get to work.
Yeah.
The odds of Patreon Den Allen being kicked out of the park for trying to steal puppet Hondo. 100%. He's already banned. They already have a sign of him outside. Have you seen? There's like a rebel. The Imperial.
He's wanted in 6 systems for the death sentence. I'm gonna go full Brock on this because I think Den will behave, but he's kind of a wild card, so who knows what's gonna happen. You can't get out of the ride, Den. You cannot get out of the ride.
I'm going 100% because like I said, there's already a sign outside. They won't even let him in. They're like, no rebels, and it's his face with like the big like, they can't let him in. Hondo's here, and he just goes nuts. I think what he would do is he would wait to go to the park, save up. He would work like 7 jobs and take all of the money he earned from all of those jobs and buy puppet Hondo, Anaka from Disney and just be like, Hondo is mine, and they'd be like, well, he's not for sale, and he would just walk out with the park, and he would exchange it like Indiana Jones, like a bag of his money, and swipe it with the puppet and then run, and the Falcon would chase after him. All right, top 5. Today's top 5 are top 5 things we're look forward to the most at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Disneyland, Disney World, whatever. It could be whichever one we want. That's what we're going to do. My number 5 is blue or green milk. I want to try the blue or green milk. I hope it's better than that damn butterbeer that you like so much, Brock.
It's just a root beer float.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
My number 5 is V. Marathi, who is this character I won't say created for the park. She's first seen in like Delilah Dawson's book, Phasma. So, and she's going to be in, I think, the Black Spire book. Is it Black Spire?
Yeah, it's all about her, I think, yeah. So, August 27th.
Like, that's awesome. I read articles on it, and it was like, oh, that's really cool. So, be on the lookout for it. Google V.I. Marathi, Moraidi, so you know what she looks like. And she is a spy for the Resistance, and... If you encounter her, you can engage on it. And I'm like, that's wild. And I know there's more than just her. There's probably a ton of other things. But yeah, that's exciting.
Her name is actually pronounced V, by the way.
V? Oh, V. Okay,
yeah, Delilah Dawson. If you follow her on Twitter, she actually went on and like corrected everybody. She goes, everyone's saying it wrong. It's V.
Nice.
So it's okay. Well, there you go. That's actually my number 4, not just V or Vi. Well, I also said Vi.
Nice.
All the characters, the interaction you're going to get with all of these characters set in a galaxy far, far away, at the edge of the galaxy, I should say. So that's going to be cool and fun and weird when you ask for a bathroom and they're like, it's not a bathroom, it's a whatever they call it in Star Wars, a reservatory, I don't know what it's called.
That's awesome.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Kyber crystals. I mean, there's so many merchandise that I'm excited for, but like I think the Kyber crystal is one that it's a must-have if you have to walk away with something. That'd be really cool. Or just something similar to that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. For sure. My number 3 is what is my number 3? I'm gonna go with building my own lightsaber.
What was your number 4?
Seeing the characters.
Oh, right, yeah. Gotcha.
Building a lightsaber is my number 3. It should be a lot of fun. Can't wait to build it. After I save up a year's supply of salary to do so. But I will build it, and it will be great.
My number 3 is Hondo, because since I saw a picture of him as one of the animatronic characters, I'm like, yes, somebody gets this. I hope people love him and it becomes something huge. So
my number 2 is the Falcon ride, Smugglers Run. Can't wait to get on that ride and fly the Falcon and shoot things down and get asteroid fields and all that fun stuff.
My number 2, this is kind of vague. I just call it Easter eggs, because it's like if you watch a lot of the videos, they're saying, oh, look at that. Like that cargo thing says 77, 80, 83. And they're like, that's the movies. I'm like, and then the droid tracks in the cement. I think there's going to be a lot of fun things to find. I guess that's sort of like interacting with the characters. But I think that's what Disney is known for. Their subtle little things, and you have to look for that. So I'm excited for that.
That's my number 1, basically, is just being immersed in the Star Wars universe with all of those little Easter eggs. You go in and you see all, if you go into the shops, you see Imperial Star Destroyers hanging on the ceiling and all the toy, like all the merchandise and stuff that they would actually be in a Star Wars film. So none of it is like, you're not going to find your Hasbro toys. No Black Series are going to be there. It's all going to be this cool, unique stuff that you can only get at the park. So it's just little things like that, just being immersed in Star Wars, just having a good time, walking around with my blue or green milk, having whatever those weird taco things that look delicious were, just enjoying every aspect of it, maybe playing some games, and seeing the staff and crew dress up as character and seeing the kids go ballistic over Star Wars.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, I'm so excited to go to that. My number 1 is the Millennium Falcon, the ride, and then just the physical Falcon that's sitting in the, I guess it's like the center of that park. Just to get, it's like, it'll be like going to Chicago and getting your picture with the bean. You're like, look at the Falcon. And it's going to be bad because everyone's going to be there. Like, they should almost have platforms where you can stand and get a picture with it, so it doesn't include 10,000 other people.
I'm curious if that's what it is, because even right now, people are taking pictures. It's just them in the picture.
Yeah.
Even now, when there's thousands of people there now.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that nobody is at the Falcon at the same time as somebody else.
Yeah.
There's got to be like a photo op area. And if not, whatever, there's not.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good with that stuff, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, Harry Potter, Universal Studios, the Wizarding World, when we went, we took the train, and in the train you see the flying car.
Yeah.
And then you stayed back, but Aaron and I did this roller coaster that I lost my voice on. And while we walked up in the line, though, the flying car that crashes on your way on the train, spoiler alert, was in the line. Like, it was beside the line. So it's things like that, like that attention. They say this is the Wizarding World times like 1,000 or something.
Yeah.
That was their plan going in. So that's what excites me the most, is how much fun we had over at Wizarding World. And I like Harry Potter a lot, but Star Wars is a different level. So that all of that I'm excited so much for. So you'll be there in like a month.
Hopefully.
All right, this has been the 129th episode of the Rebel Scum podcast. We'll be back later this week with 130. Brock's got to get to work.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why you have to go to work? Because you were always scum.
Theme park scum.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.